Hi, Mr. G. We're back at it again. Part two. I will get more into the video. You will hear more. Hopefully, you enjoy. Okay. Hi, everyone. Zeno here from the state of Washington. I feel like most of you would know me. We mostly grew up together. But for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Zeno Deleon Guerrero. And I graduated from Mount Carmel School back in 2017. And I was asked to share some encouraging advice for you seniors on how to navigate sort of, this crisis, this pandemic that we're all going through right now. And I want to first start, like, my first piece of advice is, one, understanding perspective of where you are in this crisis. And it's hard to give a very generalized piece of advice for this because each of you are individuals, each of you have a very unique situation. It will be very rude of me to sort of assume that you are all the same because you're not. But just realizing, a lot of things have changed since, this pandemic started. School has changed, being a high schooler on island has changed. Maybe even, your role in your family has changed. So many things have changed. And, I think it's really helpful, at least for me, when things started changing on my end, to sort of like figure out like what is my role in all of this. So sort of like thinking about like, what are the new expectations that people have for me? What are the new expectations my parents have for me, my teachers have for me, my friends have for me? And like, what are the things that I have to do? Are there chores that I need to get done that I normally wouldn't do? Are there, new homework assignments, like different types of homework assignments that take a bit of a learning curve to get used to? Are there new deadlines? I don't know what's going on in your lives, but just like figuring out, trying at least, what new things are happening and trying to just like understand them. You don't need to like come up with a full comprehensive plan of what to do, but just like knowing what's there, figuring out your perspective, like what is in front of you, I think would be super helpful. And so that was my first part. Like, perspective is key. Just like getting your bearings and finding out where you are, and how you're gonna start managing life in this pandemic. And I think, the next step that comes along with that is giving yourself some grace. And I don't mean grace as in like, you're praying before the food, bless us, O Lord. I don't mean that kind of grace. I'm meaning more so the grace of like, things have changed a lot. And, perhaps inevitably, at least I can speak for myself. You're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna F up. It's gonna happen because we're all adjusting and things are just different. None of us are used to this. And, you know, realizing that effing up, making mistakes, that's normal. That's okay. No one has gone through this before. No one has prior experience on how to deal with COVID-19. No one has personal experience on how to deal with like virtual learning for the most part. Like, I don't know, maybe some of you have done online classes before. Me? No. Could never, will never, except now. And so, whether it's mistakes, at home, in school, if you have a job, maybe, anything. Like, people, like your parents might give you flack, your teachers might scold you, you might get a bad grade. But, deep down on the inside, like, giving yourself room to just like be a human and just like make mistakes because we're humans and we make mistakes. It's in our nature. Is like something that will just like relieve a lot of pressure from you. And like with that, like, I think a valuable lesson that I have learned is that, especially how you talk to yourself in your mind Like whenever you do things, you're always like, whether you think about it or not, you're always judging yourself in your mind. At least for me. Um, and just, trying to notice how you talk about yourself in your mind how you judge yourself. Um, because oftentimes I catch myself being super mean and judgmental and like harsh on myself. Like I tell myself like, oh, Zeno, you're so dumb for like thinking like your plan was gonna go this way, or like you're so dumb for making this decision. Like, how did you not realize that there was a better way? And if you just take how you talk to yourself and like, you know, change the scenario of like you giving advice to a friend, you start to realize that if you told that to a friend who was going through the same thing, that friend would probably not be your friend anymore. And if you start thinking about it more and more, like, more often than not, we're very kind and understanding when we're giving advice to our friends. When they make mistakes, we tell them, like, it's okay, like, it's gonna be better, like, try again. You know, we tell them that mistakes are normal. But every time, personally, when I make a mistake, I'm like, how could I have done this? And sort of like realizing that, if you're gonna be so kind to your friends, you darn as hell should be kind to yourself. You deserve that kindness. So especially in this time where like everything's different and like, no one knows what to expect, you absolutely should be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. And sort of with that perspective and with giving yourself that grace, take some time to appreciate the little things. Um, and, it could just be that, hey, you're getting an education, your school's still in session. There are so many people back home and even here in the mainland who schools are just canceled. And like, who knows if they're going to repeat their entire year again, who knows what's going to happen. But you guys have the privilege of like, finishing your school year, you know, and like hopefully like, seniors, you're still on track to graduate. And I don't know what plans you have, whether that's going to college or whatever, but like, had Mount Carmel School decided to shut down, like a lot of that would have been in jeopardy. um and I don't know what anyone's situation is back home with family, but like, just cherishing that, you're back home with loved ones, presumably, or people you care about. you know it has been really hard, being out here basically alone. I do have friends who are here staying on campus with me. As you can see, I'm in my campus dorm. I'm literally packing up because I'm actually heading back home to Saipan in a few days, which is why my dorm is really barren. You can see a packing box right back over there. Um, Also, I'm just tired. I just woke up from a nap. I also bleached my hair. I'm going on a tangent, but feeling those quarantine vibes. But even amongst that, just like taking some time to like, you know, be with family, be with people you care about, obviously practicing social distancing measures as much as possible. But like, if that even means just like going outside, taking a small walk around your house, or like, going on a solo walk on Beach Road, or like, going to the beach and taking a dip for just a bit. Um, or just baking for yourself, making a home cooked meal on your own. I don't know. Whatever makes you happy. Drawing even. Um, there's so many things to do now. Um, and, just knowing that, there are still things out there that can bring joy, that will bring joy. And learning to appreciate them. And so that's my advice to you seniors. Um, you know, I hope that you guys, continue on with the rest of the school year strong. I hope, the best for all of you. And, you know, if you guys have any questions or like, want to like need advice on anything particular, like feel free to reach out to me. I know a number of you follow me on Instagram or are friends with me on Facebook. But like, you know, there are many ways to get in contact with me. I'm pretty sure there are a couple of people in your class who know me. And so just feel free to reach out. I'm here. you know, it will be awkward because like, you know, I don't really know much of you, many of you that well, but like, you know, if you just message and say, hey, Zeno, I need some help on something, like, I'm not gonna say no to you. Like, I would love to help you guys out. Um, you know, and especially because you guys are presumably heading into college or something similar, and like this is a whole bunch of unknown territory, and like, you know, I might not be the best expert, but like, you know, I would love to like give you help in whatever way I can. Um, but anywho, I've said enough, you know. So I hope you guys, you know, again, have a lovely time back home, and hopefully the next time you see me, we'll be back home. Um, I don't know if like graduation will be a thing, but who knows? But anywho, that's the video.